All right, y'all. So today we're going to be doing a lock inspection, and y'all know I love to look inside of locks. I've been doing microscopic videos of locks for years. Definitely make sure you check out that playlist. I'll link it. If it's not up here floating around on one of these cards, it's going to be down in the description box. Definitely check out those videos. Back in the day, many summers ago, I was like, what's inside of locks? Like, it can't be all of this sweat, gunk, dirt, spit that everyone's saying locks are made of. Like, I refuse to believe that, and I needed to prove it. So got me a microscope and I started to dig a little deeper inside of locks, and the things that I discovered, I'll just say viewer discretion is advised. So I received these locks from one of our members of the community. They decided to donate their locks to some lock research, and the history of these locks is really interesting because for a long time they were using tight hole gels, which y'all know I don't promote over here using from a holistic standpoint, but they were using tight hole gels. They were washing their hair pretty inconsistently. They've had years of color, they've had children, they've not been lock brushing as often as recommended. And so what we'll probably find today is what's inside of your locks if you're not taking care of them regularly. If you've been using tight hole gels, if you haven't been lock brushing, if you're washing your hair every now and then, you're sweating and you're not doing anything, this is probably what the inside of your locks look like. But if you look on the outside of them, it doesn't look like there's anything inside. It looks normal, if you will. Like, it just looks like the outside regular surface of locks. And that is the misconception that if you have product buildup, if you have lint buildup, it's always going to be reflected on the surface. And we know that's not the case. What you put on the outside of your locks penetrates, goes deeper inside of them. And if it's not water soluble, or if you're not making regular time to get it out, it will become trapped inside of the locks. So you don't see it unless you cut them, or if it builds up to the point where it's starting to reflect outside. So I'm not going to talk about all the things. You're here for the lock inspection. I'm here for the lock inspection. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, first let's take a look at the end of the lock, the part we saw in the camera. And coming in, let's see, let me try to get it focused. Too close, sorry, didn't want to start you there. All right, well, let's get to it. What you're looking at is the end of the lock, and it's some lint mixed with product buildup. What you see where it's like translucent, looks almost like snow, that is the product that many people like to use because it's going to give you that nice sleek finish, because it's going to take this translucent substance, cover it all over the hair strands so that the hair can't react to the environment, which would cause it to, you know, frizz and unravel. And so it just sits on top of the hair. That's a really good example. Let me see if I get closer and capture it. See, try to back out. So you see how this substance, if I can, the product is just sitting on top of the hair, sitting on top of the strands so it can coat them. So you have that tight hole, yeah, that thing be looking crispy, but inside, this is what's going on with your locks. It's so intriguing how you could look at that lock, look at that end of the lock, and you see something, right? You don't know exactly what it is, but you see something. And then when you go deeper into looking at it under the microscope, you see what it's made of, and how when you have product that is meant to coat the hair and it gets trapped or intertwined with the hair that's locking and the lint that is just floating in the air, because it's everywhere. Like if you ever lay in the bed and shine a light up, you'll see all the particles like floating through the air. It becomes attracted to your locks. This is one of the reasons why I'm such an advocate for lock brushing, because it's not like you're intentionally like, let me get this wool hat and rub it all over my locks and I'm just gonna have lint everywhere. No one, well, there are people that do that, but for the most part, people don't do that. So the lint that oftentimes people are experiencing is because it is accidental. So in order to minimize the lint, you want to be proactive versus reactive. Let's grab another one. All right, here we go. Let's dive a little deeper. It's lots. I'm gonna say lots, but there's lint in there. And the buildup. It's like a lint nest here. It's just become tangled in the locks. Go closer. Those look like little eggs. Ooh, are those dust mites? Don't they look like they got legs? Or am I tripping? Yo, if one of these move, the video's done. Stop playing. Stop playing. There's just a lot of lint in the hair. You see how it's all coated? All right, let's go somewhere else, because that area is freaking me out a little bit. Whoa. It's got a lot of buildup in this one area. Let's go a little closer. Can I get closer? Oh, I want a more powerful microscope. Zoomed out. It's like a forest of gunk. This tight hold stuff. You see how it's just sitting everywhere? Oh, they look like little green specks. Oh. I hope this does not make you want to go comb your hair out. I hope it encourages you to go wash your hair. But truly, just doing this lock inspection, I am curious if you have ever given any thought to how the products that you put in your hair, like what's gonna happen to them. Do you ever consider that? Do you ever think about, okay, if I put this product in my hair, where's it gonna end up? Is it gonna wash out? Is it gonna stay inside my locks? Or you just use the products for how they smell? No shade, I'm just curious. Or when you put a lot of oils in your hair, like how do you think that's gonna affect your hair shaft? Like inside of your locks, these pockets that are created inside, what is that oil going to do inside of here? Why are you using so much? And this is the beginning, or rather the ends that have gotten loose over time. You see how the hair is more straight. It's almost like rainbow iridescence. It's beautiful. So if I can ask you a question Here, I'm going back to the top of the locks. I gotta ask you a question. So if you could manage to avoid all types of buildup, would you? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you want to see in our next lock inspection or in a future video. I would love to read your suggestions, and I cannot wait to see your answers. Because if your answer is yes, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you're in a space that is going to help you cultivate the healthiest set of locks possible. Myself, your digital loctician, I'm here. I'm grateful to be here along the lock journey with you. And by hitting subscribe, turning on that notification bell, you bring me along your journey. So as always, I am wishing you peace, love, and good vibes, and I'll see you in the next video.